Oh, wow. All right, new water. God, look at this spot. So this, you can see kind of a rapid right here, and there's just a little bit of a flat over here. That looks good. This kind of rolls over. The head of this one might be good, but that entire flat looks awesome. Well, where do you start? So much good water. Huh? Okay. I'm probably gonna at least do a cast in here before I move down. I'll meet you down there. Alright, got a sweet pink cherry 12mm in here. Right there in the middle of these. There's some boulders, especially towards this tail out. Right in there. I think I'll move down to this next spot. There's a line or something in the tail out of that spot. Gotta stay out of the view of David's hole here. Oh man, look at this. I guess I'll start with the jig in this spot. Let's try it. Hammer jig. We have 7 float nightmare jig here. What are we doing? Got chop a little bit, I guess.
Oh boy. Ah. You got like 40 feet of belly out there. Oh no. No, no, no.
One for the outtakes. This spot. It's pretty quick, but it's possible. There we go. Somebody's made it down below. Someone's hooked it down there. Cool little spot. Interesting. Guess you could just kind of cruise through there and land it on that beach.
Yeah, this should be good. What do you think? I'm gonna float a beach through the backside there.
Okay, I'll go and just fish this next little spot. Meth jelly. There. See kind of a bucket behind this boulder, like right in here. It kind of flattens out a little bit. It's like a likely spot. Well, how many have you hooked? I was expecting to hit a bear. Because at this point, I don't think you've landed any fish this trip, because I don't have any proof. Meth jelly. Fishing for trout. Huh?
Fish the top of this hole.
Okay. Jackrabbit to your spot. I just don't know where the fish are at. There's just so much water in here. Just like cast, float, ride it out, pray. Okay. Well, that's the end of Steelhead Road Trip 2023. Sorry it was a little bit of a sad showing. And to start with the excuses, all of February has been most of a drought. So if these rivers had a little bit more water in them, I think that we would do much better. Even my home rivers are really low right now. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a little, maybe a little lighter run this year too than what we've seen in the past. But yeah, we fished hard. We fished really hard for 3 days, you know. So.
Yeah, and like yesterday, we had some hookups in areas we'd never fished before, and we fished some of those areas today without even a bite. Fished some other areas that there was a bunch of dudes fishing yesterday, and so we went back today first thing in the morning, got down there I think before anybody had even fished it, and nothing. Beautiful water, but it's just crystal clear, and I think it's just a little bit low.
Yeah. So
hopefully next Steelhead Road Trip 4.0 we actually get a little bit of water in February, like it should be. Last year it was a drought, this year was a little bit of a drought.
Yeah.
So here comes a car and they're gonna think we're complete idiots. So we'll see you next year, Steelhead Road Trip 2024. So it's the end of Steelhead Road Trip 2023. We only fished till about 1:30, so we got like a good 5 hours in here on day 3. But we did not touch a fish. We got there a little bit earlier, some area that we were fishing yesterday, but we didn't actually fish. is we wanted to get down there hopefully before anybody else, and we did, and we had 0 takedowns. There were a couple other guys that walked through, said that well, the one guy said he hooked 1,
Yeah.
but that was it. And so then we decided, hey, let's go back to the spot that we hooked the fish yesterday, and we had no luck there either. So I just think that we just need some more water. It's just kind of getting to a point where the water's getting really clear, really low, and the sun doesn't help either. Having a little bit of overcast, the fish can't see quite as well. They can't see the lures quite as well, and so I'll leave it to you. What's your thoughts, buddy?
Yeah, I think that the sun definitely affected it today with that low water. Yesterday it was overcast, and we didn't have, you know, any trouble finding some fish. That first place we went this morning was beautiful, a perfect run, and we hit it hard for a couple hours and just nothing. So it was tough today.
So if this is the first time you've watched the Steelhead Road Trip, I know that my subscribership's doubled in the last year, so you may not be aware of it. But this is the 3rd annual Steelhead Road Trip. So if you want to go back and watch the first 2, there was a little bit more action. But what we try to do is we try to hit rivers that we haven't fished before. It kind of gets us out of just going back to the same spots that we've fished a bunch of different times. And the first couple years we did have a lot more success, and this is the 2nd year that we've we've done the Steelhead Road Trip in February, and the water is just really low. We've just been in these February droughts. So hopefully next year we can either plan just a little bit better. Am I staying left here? David's the navigator.
The nav system.
But to start out with, so I was carrying 3 rods. I was carrying a jig rod, bead rod, and a spinner rod. And Dave was carrying 3 rods at one point. You had a couple bead rods and a jig rod, and ultimately ended up with just 2 bead rods.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because in the early days when we were steelhead fishing, we were basically just jig fishing. So the first fish that you hooked was on a bead.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. What bead was it?
It was a sweet pink cherry.
Oh, yeah.
12 millimeter.
Okay. So day 1, sweet pink cherry, 12 millimeter. There you go.
Yeah.
And so then yesterday, I guess that was the only fish I should mention that we hooked on day 1.
Right.
So on day 2, the first thing, you had 2 hookups, and those were on Winterberry?
Winterberry.
And those were 10 millimeter Winterberry, right?
No, those were 12.
Oh, they were 12?
Yep, 12.
Oh, okay. I thought you only had 10s. So Winterberries, and those are steelhead stalkers?
Yep. Yeah, it's a great color.
Yeah. And let's see, and so my only fish for the weekend was on a 12 millimeter sweet pink cherry, and it was in the afternoon. But here's the thing, it was in a little section of water that was in the shade. I think if that section of water was in the sun, I probably would have been running like a pink pearl or a soft pink. But I was fishing that sweet pink cherry. It was a 12 as well, and I think it just really stands out in that shade, especially against the sunny background. And I'm sure you've seen that footage as well. But that's it. We took off at 2 o'clock. We're heading back to town. We would have easily fished until dark if we were getting into some fish, but 5 hours with not one takedown. There's not a ton of people fishing today. And so and I guess we did talk to the one guy at the park there that said that he talked to several people and nobody's had any luck today.
Right.
So that's it. So hopefully next year we can get into a little bit more action. Maybe you learned something from this. If not, sorry about that. So we'll see you next year, 2024 Steelhead Road Trip. And hopefully we will plan it just a little bit better so that there's a little bit more water. So hopefully we can have a little bit more success. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.